Welcome to the Countdown to 100 Episodes special series from Be the Good with Kate. If you are tuning into this podcast for the first time, welcome. Be the Good with Kate is all about highlighting individuals who have overcome obstacles, looked inward, taken the time and effort and fails and successes to find their passions, follow them, and help others along the way. I have had the great honor of interviewing nearly 100 guests for this show, and each one has inspired me in various ways. And now, to bring in 100 episodes, I wanted to bring back some of these guests to give you a reminder of the great things they are doing, an update on where they are now, and an opportunity to be inspired again by their words of wisdom. In the show notes, you'll see the original episodes of each guest so you can go back and listen, as I know you'll want to hear more after taking in these snippets from each. New or returning, I cannot thank you enough for being a part of the Be the Good with Kate community. Every listen means the world, and every comment, email, share, and review both fill my heart with gratitude as well as help these inspiring messages of pursuing your passion get to more listeners. Thank you. Now on to the episode. Let's spread a little more goodness in the world.
So excited to have Jason Bahamundi come back. He was episode 65 of Be the Good with Kate. And he's one of those people where when we had our first interview, we stopped recording and then we still chatted because he's just so much to talk about and he's involved in so much. And of course, the fitness side of me was extra excited to talk to someone in that field. Jason is the founder of Run Try Bike. RunTryMag.com is the main website. And Jason's an endurance athlete, triathlete, long distance runner. We're talking 100+ mile races. He is a lover of cooking and keeping up with current events, a business owner. But 15 years ago, he was exhausted after running just a quarter mile. So if you're someone who sits and hears a story about someone running 100 miles and says, well, that's them, not me, you'd be surprised. Jason was right there. And he reminds us in episode 65 that you don't need to run 100 miles, but to find the movement and the community that fuels you. And I loved that. So now I'm going to pass it over to Jason. Tell us what's going on.
Hey, Kate, thanks for having me on again. First of all, I appreciate you saying that we had so much to talk about as opposed to that dude talks way too much.
No, I loved it.
So what's been going on? So, man, a lot of things have been going on since our conversation a few months back. What we've noticed on our website and through our social media platforms is the connection that people are having with other people. There's been less of a connection to the how do I run a mile faster, or how do I ride my bike farther, or how do I get myself in the water, and more about, hey, I saw you had this athlete on your fireside chat, or I heard him on your podcast, or I saw you feature them on your social platforms, and they really inspired and motivated me to get out there and get going and do that. So in that short period of time, we've had a shift, shall we say, where we're focusing way more on that and less on the idea of, again, how do you get faster, fitter, stronger, because you can find that anywhere. I think in today's world, we're all searching for a community, and that's what we're hoping to build, is a community of like-minded athletes whose goal is the finish line, not how fast we get to the finish line. And since we started focusing on that, what we have seen is, an uptick in our engagement on the social platforms, which is great, but we've also had people reach out to us to be a part of the show. And recently we've connected with Rob Cass of Triathlon Media Channel, who we've partnered with to become another distribution partner for us to get the word out from the athletes that we have on our show, business owners as well, and race directors on our show, to his audience, and continue to build that momentum of the Rolling Stone gathering No Moss. And so we are entering a new phase. This is, 2.5 years into our business, and we've taken a bunch of different paths. And this is just another one that we're engaging on, and we're really excited to get that going. And Rob's put up 2 new shows for us, one with professional triathlete Cody Beals, who came out a number of years ago. And so we spent a lot of time talking about his coming out and how we can have more of those conversations. And then today he released our conversation with non-binary triathlete Rach McBride and female pro runner Sandy Nye-Paver about inclusion for non-binary athletes as well as women in sport. And so, we're continuing to push that message and continuing to share those stories so that people can feel welcome in our sports.
That's fantastic. And I'd also have to mention how Jason connected me with Brandy Ramirez, who also has an amazing company or foundation called She's Strong Inc. And you have an event coming up in September that you guys are both working on.
Yeah, September 30th in Kingman, Arizona. It's an all-women point-to-point triathlon that actually has a sale going on right now. I know this episode might come out, but we'll talk to Brandy and save the discount code for it. But anyway, it's a point-to-point triathlon for those that are not ready to take on the distance of a half Ironman or an Ironman distance, 70.3 or 140.6. But also want to be surrounded by community, right? That's why it's all female, and it's a super fast swim. It's a challenging bike ride and then a beautiful run course, all finishing in Kingman, Arizona. So monarchtriathlon.com. It's on September 30th. Head over there to get all the information you need for the event.
Awesome. And Jason, I have to ask, what is it that motivates you to keep going back each day and to grow this organization and do what you do?
The people that we get to talk to. And I know you understand this, right? But when you get to talk to people, and I've had 2 meetings today where they were business meetings, but I tell you, Kate, I spent more time laughing because we were connecting on a human level as opposed to, what are your KPIs and what are your ROIs and all of these business terms. Like, let's just be human and have fun. And so I think that's what inspires me is like we're building that community and we're all enjoying it, as opposed to the corporate nonsense that, most of us have left in order to start our own businesses, and just be able to continue to tell stories and share smiles and laughs and heartache too. Don't get me wrong, right? We've all had that in sport or in life where we've had heartache, but we grow from it. And so we want to have a platform that allows people to share that heartache and the lessons that they learned from it, so others can see that they're not alone in, something that didn't go the way they had intended to be.
And that's something that's so apparent on Run Try Mag and all your social media channels too, is that you're sharing those stories of people that didn't finish the race, that never thought they could run a mile, that, fill in the blank, and they've achieved all sorts of things. And it's the level of the achievement is different for everyone. And that is success for everyone, right? Running 1 mile is a huge success for one person, and running 100 is the goal of another person. And the stories are all amazing and beautiful. So thank you so much for what you're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you for having me on. It was great catching up with you.
Thanks, Jason. This is Madhurima Sapati, who was guest in episode number 24. And this was back in August of 2021, which we couldn't even believe that was 2 years ago already. And so she's one of the earlier guests that were featured here for the countdown to 100. And Madhurima is a soul coach in India, and she helps people overcome and prevent burnout. Her podcast is The Soul's Conquest, which I also had the honor of being on. And she shares in her episode of Be the Good with Kate a lot about burnout and what India has been like through the pandemic and the different changes she's observed and just how she's really found her life calling in working through the soul. So Madhurima, thanks for being here. Tell everybody what's going on.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. Honestly, it's such a powerful introduction. And when you were saying that, I just connected this. I was 24 years old when we recorded the 24th episode of your show. And this is like crazy coincidences. But hello, everyone. I am Madhurima Sapati. My name goes like a wave. So it's like Madhurima. And I am a freedom soul coach who loves to support multi-passionate, ambitious dreamers, basically manage the stress and prevent burnout so that they can do all the things they love doing without their own selves holding them back. And life, there have been so many crazy things going on. Kate, I will let you, ask me whatever's coming up for you and we will take it from there because there have been way too many things.
Well, then first tell me, I know you've had different programs that you're working with clients virtually. So maybe tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, for sure. So from our last episode when we were together, I have actually condensed all the information that I've collected so far and created it into a signature coaching program called Agni. And Agni basically means fire. And it's a ode to the fact that when we are burnt out, it feels like everything inside has like burnt up and there's nothing left. But then the reality is there are a few embers there. And if you fan them properly, they will burst up into flames. They will create that passion and that fuel for you to work again, to get up again, and to go for whatever you were dreaming for. So I have condensed it into a 7-week coaching program. So earlier it was a 10-weeker, but then the new program that I have created, it's more focused on cognitive behavioral therapy. It's kind of inspired from that. And it takes people through a journey, and it's a repeatable process that they can try out as many number of times, but it helps them manage the stress quickly. So it's all about understanding yourself, understanding what usually triggers you, what are some of your stress factors that triggers you, understanding the patterns, going a bit deeper, understanding what is at the core, replacing the core with something new. And then I spend literally 3 weeks with my clients, just understanding if what we are trying is working or not, if we need to change something, and how we can maintain the container that we have created. I know we spoke about burnout, but then from then, as I researched a bit more, I realized that burnout is nothing but improper stress management over a long duration of time. So with my current mission, which is to make stress management fun, it's all about ensuring that people manage the stress on a daily basis so that they don't end up reaching the point of burnout, because that's a point where we don't want to be in. That's the last step. Basically, that's the last defense mechanism of our body, where it's like, shh, I'm going to shut you down because you're not shutting down. And then you need to take the time you need to get back to the normal space, right? And so basically, we don't want to reach that. And even if you're there, not everything's not lost. We can come back. We can regrow. Like, I am living proof of that. I was burnt out very badly. I think I spoke about this in the previous episode. I was burnt out very badly. I didn't think I would ever write to save my life. And then I started writing again. I mean, it's a journey, right? Like, the timeline is a bit more expanded. There will be times where you're still irritated by things, but then you'll slowly come back to it. So not all is lost, but my mission is to not reach that point. And if you're there, I'm here to support you, but let's try not to reach that point of burnout. Let's stop it where we can.
And I love that you really honed in on the core of what the stressors are, right? And getting to the root of cause. That's fantastic. I love hearing what you're up to. And Madhurima, what is it that's motivating you each day now? What keeps you going?
I think it's the passion of other people. If I'm being very real right now, it's the passion of other people, because stress is something that happens to everyone, and not everyone knows how to manage it right. Like, stress can be good if you learn how to manage it right, if you can harness that energy, harness the motivation it gives you, that, oh, you know what, I have to get off my butt and I have to do something now. If you can harness that right, you can get a lot of things done and you can be very productive, very efficient. But then stress can also be overwhelming if it is not handled right. And so I am trying to, like, I get inspired by looking at other people's passion. Like, they are so into the work that they're doing. They're here to create the change, right? Like, I say this a lot of times, I am here to support those who support others. So it's their passion that inspires me to keep going. I have been through stress since I was a kid, not because I was like in a traumatic childhood or anything like that. I'm just a pretty ambitious person, and that hasn't changed. I just know how to harness my energy right now. So I'm on a mission to let people know that you can be hardworking, you can work towards your goal, you can put your everything, and then take a step back and replenish yourself without burning out, without reaching that point of everything destructing. So it's other people's passion. Long answer short is other people's passion that inspires me.
Oh, wonderful. Madhurima, thank you. And it will be in the notes with the episode of where everybody can find you online. So wonderful to hear an update.
So wonderful to be back here. You guys, honestly, subscribe to Kate's podcast. There are so many amazing guests. I need to catch up on so many episodes. I'm not even lying. I mean, she is such an inspirational person. And the thing is, every time I listen to an episode of Kate's and in Kate's podcast, it just so happens that I have to, I can't binge watch or binge listen to her episodes because it's so inspirational. I have to take a step back. I need to reassess, relearn, understand what I need to unlearn. And it's honestly powerful. So subscribe to her podcast. I hope to see her in the 200th episode, hopefully.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your kind words. You're always flipping the script back onto me.
Yes.
Thank you. And you keep well out there in India, all right, Madhurima?
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
For these episodes, some guests I spoke with on Zoom, some sent me a video update. So excited to hear from all. Here is Terry Tucker. From episode 75, Terry is, as I wrote in the notes for the episode, another level of the word inspiring. Terry is facing the inevitable that cancer will take him from this earth in the near future, yet has chosen a mindset of using the time he has left to do all he can to make a difference in the world. Terry founded Motivational Check LLC, is an author and motivational speaker, cancer warrior and amputee, has been a D1 basketball player, marketing executive, hospital administrator, SWAT team hostage negotiator, high school basketball coach, and is a father and husband.
Hi, Kate. This is Terry Tucker from Motivational Check LLC and a former guest on your show. I wanted to take this opportunity to congratulate you on the upcoming 100th episode anniversary of your podcast, Be the Good with Kate. As part of your anniversary celebration, I'd like to leave your audience with a quote from Ernest Hemingway that has resonated with me recently. The quote goes like this: "Life breaks everyone, and afterwards, many are stronger at the broken places." I know many times we face struggles and difficulties in our lives that seem like they're going to break us. But if we can find a way to control and callous our minds by doing small, uncomfortable things every day, eventually we will emerge stronger at those broken places. If your audience is looking for a speaker for an event they are having, or want to read my book, Sustainable Excellence, 10 Principles to Leading Your Uncommon and Extraordinary Life, please reach out to me at motivationalcheck.com. Thanks for this opportunity, Kate, and I wish you all the best and much success in creating the next 100 episodes of Be the Good with Kate.
In taking classes over the years or observing workout videos, one major piece that is often missing: stressing safety and form. Additionally, group fitness classes are often marketed as being open to all levels, yet how often do instructors not give modifications nor progressions so that each participant truly can get what he or she needs out of the class? So that's why I created the 101 series, which take things back to basics with 3 separate courses: Bar 101, Pilates 101, and HIIT 101, focusing on safety and efficiency so you can maximize your workouts. Be confident when you step into a group fitness class or workout on your own. Be strong in your execution of the most common exercises, and be proud of yourself for taking these huge steps forward on your health journey. Check it out at bebykate.com. The link is in the show notes.
Thanks so much for listening to Be the Good with Kate Chericello. Whether you're listening on YouTube or via podcast, it would mean the world if you liked, subscribed, and or left a review. You heard about the good? Now go out and be the good in your life this week. If you have stories of good news that need to be shared, please send me a message. Thanks again and have a great week.